Live from a hotel in Cairo, Egypt. On location for the Daily Day. This is Alex Day live from Cairo, Egypt. This is the Daily Day. My mum and stepdad picked me up yesterday from the airport. I'm spending 2 days here. I got into the car, went to put my seatbelt on, and my mum went, "Ah, you don't need to do that." Why? Oh, no one does that here. I don't wear seatbelts because of peer pressure. It's not because I think I look cool doing it. Oh, Alex has got into some bad stuff lately. He started wearing seatbelts. Oh, not in my house. But all my friends are doing it. There's different reasons for doing that. So I went, well, that's fine, maybe no one wears them here, but presumably it's still safer if you do. She went, yeah. Oh, okay, not a major concern for you? Okay, well, I felt like I'd won at that point. Good, I've made my point. I've sold the idea of wearing seatbelts to a sceptical crowd. So I went to put the seatbelt on, sort of satisfied. Look down. There's nothing to plug it into. There's no like lock. It's just a seatbelt, and then it's all seat. Oh, well, all right, you win this round. I just spent the whole car journey in the brace position, just hoping that I wasn't killed. And Cairo traffic is just amazing. Everyone, like, imagine when you're in a busy crowd of people and everyone's just sort of weaving and trying to get, you know, any little gap to kind of move forward. Like if you've ever been on the London Underground, it's like that, you know, like the rush hour bustle when you're trying to just get, it's like that but everyone's in a car. If you can imagine how crazy that is. We drove to the pyramids today, and on the way in, a man literally ran in front of the car, like banging on the window, saying stuff in Arabic, and he ended up getting in. I'm not sure why that was. And my stepdad at the driver's seat just informed us, they think we should have someone to come into the pyramids with us as a guide. By the way, the pyramids are just there. You think, I thought that they were in a desert. I thought I'd have to go for miles on a camel, but no, there's the city, and oh, just on the side of the road, really. We were driving just away from the airport, and my stepdad went, "Oh, just to let you know, just there, that is the statue of Ramesses." "Oh, that's really cool." Yeah, he went, "Yeah. It used to be in a different part of Cairo, like away from here, called Ramesses Square, but they moved it." What? They moved it? Imagine if we'd done that just at the Olympics or something. Like, oh, most of the tourists are going to be on the other side of London for the Olympics, so we took Big Ben and we moved it. So everyone can just, as they're coming out the airport, like, what a great idea. We'll take our landmarks and just put them as you leave the air. Everyone has to leave the airport, so now everyone will see the statue of Ramesses. Oh, while you were in Cairo, did you see the statue of Ramesses? Yeah, of course. I left the airport, didn't I? Of course I did. Started walking up to the pyramid, and all we want to do is go in it. We're walking up there, and they started saying, "Oh, you want to buy like a horse and cart?" And we were saying, "No, we just want to go inside it, we just want to go inside it." At which point, the tour guide bloke just went to me, just looked through the whole crowd of everyone protesting. I was just sort of standing quietly, just observing, and he went, "Come." And me being me, I went, "All right." I just grabbed his hand. He led me to a horse, put me on it. I'm not sure how, because I must have been compliant, but I just sort of did it. Started riding the horse, and then asked me for money for a horse and cart ride when I was on. I mean, that is how you get an Englishman to do a horse and cart ride. You get him on a horse, start riding it, and then say, "Do you want this?" So I ended up riding a horse. I don't know how that happened. I've got a picture of me riding the horse, and I just look well confused. And my family just followed me, like, what's happening now? He agreed to leave only when we gave him some money, essentially a bribe, just to leave us alone. They really want you to get the full package, you know. And he started saying, "Oh, you can't go to the Sphinx without a horse ride." Yeah, you can, it's there. We just walk it. I had such a nice day yesterday. And it's one of those days where you just live, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes life feels so, like, you put so many things on yourself, like, oh, what am I going to do, and like, what am I going to do in my life, what am I going to do today, I've got to make sure I get enough work done, and am I happy with what I do for work, and, you know, I'm getting older, and where am I going to get my money from, and all these like, oh no one's going to love me, like all these worries that people have, yeah. But then sometimes you have a day where you just live, you just do stuff, and everything just makes sense, and you're not worried about anything, and then life is just lovely, and it was really nice. Highly recommend it. This morning, my mum woke me up, and she was talking about she went, you're happy just having, you know, everything that you own, because I've got everything I own with me, obviously, in my one bag. She went, "You happy with that? Everything you own just fits in one bag?" I went, yeah, of course. Otherwise I wouldn't do it. And she went, "Why?" Why am I happy with it? Yeah, don't know, just, it works for me. but what if you want something else? Well, if I want something else, this wouldn't be my lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm just trying to be a poser and think, oh, it would be really cool if I had 40 things. I mean, I didn't count them out either, you know. Oh, you want this really cool thing? Well, I'm afraid you've maxed out. It's not like, you know, in an RPG where you've got 3 item slots. Like, you know, although I would advocate like a 1 in, 1 out system. I think that'd be a good way of making sure that you're buying things because you genuinely want them, as opposed to, even if it's just hypothetical. If you think, if you want something and you think, if in order to buy this I had to get rid of something I own, would I buy it? And even if you don't actually do that in practice, it's just a useful little exercise to help you think about, actually, what is the reason I want this thing? Is it just because I think it's cool, or is it because I actually need it, or whatever? But I said, you know, whatever you believe in, you've got to do it for your reasons, for the right reasons, you know? So if, like, I don't want that much stuff, so I'm happy with not having that much stuff. So I'm not the sort of person that would go, but the Apple Watch is so good, I really love that new gold MacBook, I would love those. Because if I was that sort of person, I would have more stuff. You know, I wouldn't, because, like, yeah, if I just spent my whole time walking around with my little bag on my shoulder going, I wish I had more things, then it wouldn't be for me. Like, the very reason I'm able to live that life is also the reason that I don't have the problem of wanting more, because I don't want more. And I said, I think that's sort of how everyone should be with everything. Like, if, you know, like, I'm a vegan, and if, I've been vegan for about 6 months, I'll talk about it another time, but if I was vegan and I went into like McDonald's or something and bought the spicy veggie wrap without mayo, and because that's the vegan thing they sell, and I think it's sort of a coincidence. You know, some things are just vegan by accident. Like, they don't intend. Then like McDonald's didn't all get together and go, we should have a vegan option. It's just sort of, oh, it turns out that that's vegan. No, well, we lucked out then. But I don't go to McDonald's and think, I could really do with a Big Mac right now, or Burger King. I really want a Whopper. If I felt like that, there's no point in being a vegetarian, really, or a vegan or anything, because then my ethic is just sort of empty. I'm just doing it like for the sake of it, or I feel like it's a good idea, but I don't really connect with it or care about it. So if you feel like that, if you're like, oh, I should be vegetarian, but I really fucking love meat, then I'm not saying just carry on eating meat then. Oh, well, I sort of am saying that. Like, I don't think you should just be a vegetarian for the sake of it. If what you really want is to have loads of meat all the time, then be your authentic self. But what I would say is, try and just connect more with the reasons that you think being a vegetarian or a vegan is worthwhile. Like, if you go sort of deeper and you're like, oh, actually the reason I think it's important is because all my friends want me to, but I don't want to. Then, and you don't see any value in it at all, then don't do it. But if you're like, oh, actually the reason is because it's really healthy for me, or animals are dying, or whatever your reason is, and then you can connect with that, and you're like, oh, actually, yeah, that is a reason to do it. You know what I mean? Just make sure you do it for like genuine reasons. Anyway, that is my answer to a question that no one asked, and I'll see you probably next week, hopefully.